Ok, salgo y ya me quedo ahí.
Y te quedas ahí.
Okay.
Pero sin como...
Bien.
And then we have to wait for Robin to tell us.
Bien.
Do you think we're gonna?
Entonces, o sea, cuando empezamos creo que no va a haber problema, pero al final...
Tenemos que esperar.
Ok.
¿Cuánto
¿Pero
tiempo?
qué hacemos? ¿Esperamos
30 segundos,
30 segundos
yo qué
callados
sé.
todos?
Sí.
Hasta
Vale,
que,
30
hasta
segundos.
Que se empiece a reír y cortamos.
Me conoces ya. Well.
¿Ya vamos ya? Ya va, ya.
Oh yeah.
Vale, perdón, una última vez, que se ponga del mismo.
Sí. So is at the beginning, is that way?
Vale, ya está.
¿Ya está?
¿Empezamos? O... A Robin no lo veo muy contento. No te veo.
Es que yo no sé cómo...
Is it working today then, yeah? Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to today's class. I'm Teacher Del and today we're going to be talking about hotels and airports, especially the vocabulary that we need when we talk about hotels and airports. But before we do so, let's look at what we learned last week. Now, if you remember last week, we talked about American university entrance exams. That's very interesting because I know many of you would like to apply to university in America. And basically, during the class last week, we talked about the SAT and the ACT exams. We talked about the difference between the TOEFL and the IELTS exam as well, okay, because there are some differences that's worth knowing. And also, Teacher Robin went through the application process during the class. So, if you want to watch the class again, or if let's say you've missed it, you know you can watch it again. It's very easy. All you need to do is you go back onto our Facebook page, you go onto the left-hand side of the screen, as it's shown behind me, you click onto the video section, another window will come up, and then you'll be able to select the class that you want to watch, okay? So if this is the first time that you are watching us, well, welcome, and it's really, really easy. All you need to do is enjoy the class, relax, share the class with your friends and your family, and write some comments as well, okay? Tell me where you are watching us from, tell me your name, your level of English, and also at the end of the lesson today, I will have 3 questions for you, and I would like you to write your comments and your answers so I can give you live feedback. All right, okay. But today, like I mentioned earlier, vocabulary about airports and hotels, and we've got a special guest today. We've got Alex. Alex, come on in. Hello. And welcome to the class.
Hello everyone.
Okay.
Hello,
well, Alex has worked in the hotel and the airport industry, the travel industry, let's say, for many years. She's now working at ABBA in the marketing industry, but she's going to help us today with this lesson. So let's start, Alex, okay? Right, so first of all, vocabulary, like I said. Right, you've worked at hotels on the reception. Perhaps you could explain what the front desk or the reception area is. What does that mean, Alex?
Yeah, of course. Well, the front desk or the reception area is the first place that you go to when you arrive to a hotel. It's
right.
where you do the registration. Then we're going to see the other vocabulary, the check-in, the check-out, and that's...
It's really important part of the hotel area because obviously when you get through to the hotel, this is where you will go to do your check-in, to check in, as we say, okay? So what does it mean to check in? What check in at a hotel? What do people need to do then? What happens?
Yeah, when you check into the hotel, you basically give all your information, okay, to the clerks, and you give your passport, your ID, the information on your reservation, so they can prepare your room and all your services So that's basically what you do at the check-in, okay?
Exactly, yes. And then let's say you stay a few days at the hotel, okay, a few nights, and then you need to check out. So this Alex checkout is basically the opposite.
Yes.
What do you need to do when you check out?
When you check out, you mostly leave the keys,
Yes.
okay, for the hotel team, and then you leave the hotel.
You may have to settle the bill as
Yeah,
well.
of course,
Let's say
you
you've taken a few drinks from the minibar or whatever. Okay, you've had room service. Then you'll need to pay there as well. So remember, check in and check out. Okay. So here we've got a couple more words. We've got a booking or reservation. Often students know the word reservation, but a booking is exactly the same. So don't be afraid to use it. And then when you stay at a hotel, you become a guest. Okay, that's what we call the people who stay at hotels. Right. Let's look at more vocabulary now. Right, so with hotels again, a no-show or walk-in guest. What's a no-show, Alex?
No-show is something terrible for hotels.
Yes.
Because it means that you didn't show up to the hotel, to your reservation. So the room is lost, and it can be a problem. But sometimes you can let the hotel know in advance that you're not coming.
Yes.
So you avoid cancellation rates,
exactly,
or these kind of penalties.
Exactly, or not getting the room, because let's say if you are, getting there late, but you still want the room, some hotels, they've got the right to say, okay, we're taking your money for the first night, but we've got to sell your room, so you could be left without a room.
I wanted to say that remember to cancel the policies of your reservation, so you're sure what are the policies in case of cancellation.
Yeah, that's really important, like the small print. Okay, we've got some people joining us today. That's fantastic. We've got Mustafa, Eugenia, Yasmin, Juan, Ayman and Connor. So thank you very much for watching. Hello.
Hello, guys.
Tell us about your experience, but perhaps at hotels, and also tell us where you are watching us from, of course. So keep writing to us. So then I mentioned earlier room service. Now, room service is, let's say you want to have something to eat in your hotel accommodation, and you can call room service. It tends to be 24 hours, and they can bring hot meals, cold meals, anything you like, really, at a cost. It's usually quite expensive, isn't it?
It's more expensive than the restaurant, the regular restaurant.
Yes.
Also, if you order past midnight, can be also an extra charge.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to have a room service, right, guys?
It's nice, isn't it? It's nice when they just knock on the door and say, "Hey, room service," and you've got your tray. And it's really nice. And a wake-up call. Right, what's a wake-up call, Alex? How can we explain that?
For some businessmen, they when they travel, they need to be on a place at a set time, a business meeting. So a wake-up call is when you ask the hotel guys to call you, to give you a call very early.
Yes.
We used to do it 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m. Also, when you have an early flight and you're leaving, let's say 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you call the people from the
from reception. Yeah, yes,
and they
that's
do the wake-up call. So it's a great tool for you.
Yes, very useful, because you may put your mobile phone, your alarm, whatever, but at least that's more, because you will get the call. Right, we've got Lynette watching, so hello. Right, she's saying another vocabulary word is fare. Okay, so the fare, what we mean by the fare is the price, the fee, how much things cost, okay? Lynette, do you work in the hotel industry? Come on, tell us, and tell us where you are as well.
Thank you, Lynette.
Okay, good. Let's move on now. Types of rooms. Right, some hotels have got some amazing rooms, okay? And here we're just going to go through a few. We go through single, double, family room and suite. So single, what's the occupancy here for single? How many people is that for usually?
Yeah, in the single room is usually one, tops 2 people in the room.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a very small room.
Yes.
It's not a king size bed. It's a queen.
Yes, that's right.
It's a queen bed.
Yeah.
And it's the same as the other room, but remember that the space is shorter, so keep that in mind. So if you're traveling in groups.
That's a good point, because sometimes it's shorter, and sometimes you get the same room sometimes, because some hotels don't differentiate, but you have to pay the single room supplements, because they could sell it to 2 people, but there's only just 1 person staying.
And it's also quite expensive.
Yes.
Usually it's more expensive than the double.
Exactly.
So pay attention, guys. It's better to use the double room.
Yes,
I recommend it.
But it's not better, really. So, I mean, in terms of the single room, it works out more expensive. So it's better to use, like Alex said, the double room. And double, usually 2 people.
2 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3, if you've got like a pull-out bed or something like that. The family room, well, that's easy. sometimes 4 or 5 people, okay?
Children.
And children, exactly. They provide cots and different things. And then the suite. I mean, some suites are amazing.
Yes.
I mean, you've actually worked at hotels. Did you actually get to see some of the suites that they had? Sorry?
It was a luxury hotel.
Okay.
And the suites were top of the top technology, top amenities. It's really a nice experience, guys, and you have the chance, so go ahead for the suite.
Yeah, and the money, because usually a suite is much more expensive. You get the view. Sometimes you've got your private jacuzzi. Obviously you've got your own little lounge, you know, it's really nice, okay?
Yeah. There's also hotel staff like for you, so it's a very of a VIP experience.
Yes, definitely. Right, okay. More facilities. Right, here we've talked about the rooms, we've talked about vocabulary. Let's talk about the health centre. Now, when I stay at hotels, I love going to the health centre, especially if you go for a massage, the spa area. Is that the same for you? Do you like going to the health centre?
Well, I have to be honest, my favorite area is bar, restaurant. I like to eat and drink, so
okay.
There's a mix between us.
There's a mix, yes, but I like that as well, but I like the swimming pool as well. Okay, so the health centre will be the spa, the swimming pool, the jacuzzi, the massage, maybe something like the beauty area, this kind of, sometimes there's hairdressers as well.
Sometimes they have services like meditation, they bring someone to teach meditation
True,
classes.
some workshops.
It really varies on the hotel and also the category.
Yes.
The higher the category, the higher the services at the health centre.
Very true. The facilities are a lot higher. Conference area, was there a conference area in the hotels where you worked?
You can find it mostly in business hotel, but every hotel has its conference area. It's just a big space when they organize meetings.
Yes.
Okay, so the size can vary depending on the hotel as well.
Yes.
But in a conference room you find computer, TV. Head speakers,
lots of things
to have a business meeting.
Yes, and sometimes they organize conferences even for the guests that don't stay at the hotel. You know, it's just an area that's big enough to have a big meeting. Okay, guest services. Well, that's really usually situated around the reception area, and there you can book excursions, taxi, flights,
any help you want from the hotel, guys. You can find them at guest services. Where I worked, we didn't call it reception, but guest services.
Yes.
So it was like a higher, or a better way to call it, but it's basically the same.
Yes, that's right. It depends on the hotel. Sometimes if it's a bigger hotel, they will have 2 separate areas because the reception is busy and they have to deal with separate things. But guest services, yes, it's again customer service.
Well, this can be similar to the concierge.
Ah, yes, the concierge. That's a good word as well, the concierge, yes. Okay, good. Thank you for that. Right, now we're going to move on to airports. Okay, that's another industry where maybe some of you work in the travel industry. So here we're using the word again, check-in, but for some check-in desks. So what happens then? You get into the airport and you've got all these desks, the check-in desk, and what do passengers need to do when they go to the check-in desk? Yeah,
when you go to the check-in day, there's usually lines. Okay, so you have to do the line, wait for your turn, and then, you confirm, you show your boarding pass or your reservation, and they print your boarding pass.
That's right.
You also show your documentation, passport, ID.
Yes.
Also, you can leave your baggages. They weigh the baggages and they keep it.
That's right, they label it, so so then that's usually when you check it through, so it goes on the plane and then you go on the plane, but you don't see your bag until you arrive, basically. So yes, these days you can actually do all this before, like you can get your boarding pass beforehand, but you still have to go in queue at the check-in desk. Yes, so the boarding pass, just like Alex mentioned, either you've printed it at home or they're printing it for you. What kind of information can we find on a boarding pass?
On the boarding pass, your basic information, your name, surname, the flight you're taking, the gate, the time the flight takes on and takes off. That's right,
yes.
And if you have a connection.
Yes, you've got lots of information and also your seat number, okay? Yes, so that's really important as well. And the baggage allowance, that's something a bit tricky because sometimes it depends on the airline, right? So it's something you need to find out in advance, because if you go over the baggage allowance, they can actually charge you a lot of money. There's a percentage of the full fare ticket, but it can be expensive. Yeah. Okay, so now some other vocabulary here. Right, so here we are in the area of the airport that's called departures, so basically where the flights are going to take off, okay? And once you've actually gone through security, right, and also where you are passport control, like it says on the board, obviously securities, they check that everything is fine, passport, they check your passport, you may need a visa, and then you can finally go to the duty-free shops, yeah? Is that your favourite area?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, sure, okay. And what kind of shops do you find there?
Well, all kinds of shops, to be honest. Gift shop is like the most popular.
Yes.
But also, I don't know, like clothing, like big brands. They have stores on the airports.
Yes.
Restaurants, clothing, shoes, home, also
Loads of
everything.
stuff.
It's like a mall.
Exactly, it's like a shopping centre. And you know, I mean, in many airports, you can have your own personal shopper, because some people, you know, they've forgotten to buy presents or souvenirs, and then they need to actually buy at the airport, but they need to be quick, and they don't know where everything is, and they have a personal shopper, and the personal shopper will say, okay, what do you want, who is it for, and then they'll run around the airport and getting stuff.
That's a good service.
Yes.
Because sometimes can be a bit stressful.
Yes.
Keep an eye on your flight, but also
Sure.
want to buy something. So
yeah, the personal shopper is a really good option. I believe in that. Then obviously you've done your shopping, you've gone through to your gate number, and you go to your departure lounge, and that's where you wait for your flight. Yeah,
exactly.
Usually there isn't that much to do there. You just wait. The plane is there, and then so you go to departure gate, like I said, and then your departure lounge. Right now. Okay, then you are arriving, you are landing, and you are in arrivals. Okay, but first of all, the plane has just landed on the runway, and the runway is where the plane lands, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, it's this bit of large tarmac. It's called a runway, and that's where you will see the planes landing. Right, you've come out the flight. Okay, before you get to your luggage, you have to go through customs. What's customs, Alex?
Well, customs, they check if you have written any items that you bought.
Yes.
They check if you have written in on the paper.
Yes.
Because these are legal issues, okay, depending on every country. So it's very important to follow customs instructions.
Of course,
okay, to have everything ready, your documentation, your sheet of customs, because they're gonna ask you for it. Most of the times it's okay. Yeah. But sometimes
they will stop you, and they stop people randomly as well on flights.
Yeah. They do random checks, so be aware. Have everything, you know, under control, and nothing wrong is going to happen.
Exactly. I mean, customs people sometimes get a bit nervous, you know. It's like, oh, I've bought too many cigarettes or something like that, and sometimes it's a little bit tricky. Yeah. But I'm sure everything goes well. And then finally, you want to collect your luggage, and you go through the baggage claim area where you've got your carousels, and you have to look for the number for your particular flight, number 3, let's say. You go there, and then you wait, and this is when you hope that your luggage comes through. Did it ever happen to you that your luggage didn't get through?
Well, it happened to me once, the first time that I came to Spain, to Barcelona. Well, it happened to my husband. He didn't receive his luggage. God. He had to wait 2 days.
Really?
Guys, yeah. In the end, they send it to the address, home address.
They come and then deliver it there.
But it was kind of a hustle, you know, to be outside without clothing.
I know, it's difficult. That's happened to me once or twice as well. And
the worst.
It's not what you want. When you've got a short connection flight, sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what happened.
Long.
Yes. Okay, right. Airport staff. Lots and lots of people work at the airport. We're just naming a few here. Cabin crew. Who are the people? Who do we call cabin crew? Where do they work?
The cabin crew includes the pilot.
Yeah. Okay.
Who else? The
air stewardesses, the people who work on board the plane. Exactly. Yes. So the people who come and help you settling and serving you food and drinks on the plane. That's the crew, the cabin crew. The pilot, obviously, you need the pilot, a co-pilot as well. Baggage handler, we were just talking about the baggage claim area. The baggage handler is going to be the people moving the luggage from the plane to the carousel. So all these people who work with baggage, okay? Customs officer is basically the people who, work at customs, who are going maybe to check your bags, ask you questions, who are going to be there when you are just about to leave the airport to go through the gate. And we need air traffic controller. So what do they do, air traffic controller?
Well, they monitor like
Yeah.
everything is okay up in the sky.
That's right.
Like every airplane is following its route without
Yeah.
causing any disturbance.
Exactly.
So it's a very important job. I met a girl who
Yeah.
worked as an air traffic controller. She said it's a great experience, lots of responsibility.
Very stressful
Yes,
job. Very,
but
very
it's
stressful.
it's a very good job,
Yeah.
well paid.
Very well paid.
So if you're interested, you can
Yes.
have a look at it.
Definitely, and I know that they have regular breaks as well because they need to be so focused
Yes.
because they're the ones who say yes, you can land, no, you can't,
Yeah.
this kind of thing.
And whenever you hear an flight accident,
Yeah.
sometimes they mention the air traffic controller.
Yes, it's lots of responsibility, but
it
a
is.
good job to have
Yeah,
as
it
well.
is.
Okay, and now just a few useful phrasal verbs. We've only put 3 here, which are the main ones. So we talked about checking in, so that's the hotel or it's the airport, to check in, okay, and to drop off. So you could drop somebody off at the airport, okay, or even your luggage, okay. So it's just to leave somebody at an airport or to leave your luggage in the right area, to drop something off or someone off. And the same for to pick up, okay, to pick someone up from the airport, okay, or so-and-so is landing at 10 o'clock tonight, I need to pick him up, okay, or to pick up your luggage as well. So 3 useful verbs here. Right, so now we've got a little bit more. So working in the airport and hotel industry, which we both have actually, and that's why we're really keen. It's an industry that we really like. So we've got here good level of English. Do you think that's true? Yeah, is it important?
It is. I think it's the most important a skill that you need to have in order
Yeah.
to work in the hotel or the airport
Definitely.
industry. I got my job at the hotel because I've been working in travel agencies, tour operators, wholesalers, and then I wanted to try at the hotel, and
Yeah.
I didn't have experience. But when they heard me talking English, they were convinced, even though
Yeah.
I had no experience in the hotel industry, because they were looking someone with more grasp of the business. But they loved it that I spoke English, so that's how I
Perfect.
got the job, and I felt like, oh my God, thank God that
So
I
useful.
know
Yes,
English.
yes, so useful,
yeah.
because there's so many guests and you can't speak every language in the world, and English will really help you. No, that's really good. So definitely a good level of English. So if that's the kind of industry you want to work in, then definitely keep watching our lives and obviously try to do the other course as well. Be good with a people person or good at customer service. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most important part as well. If you work with people, you work with people's dreams,
Yes.
emotions. You know
Yes.
how important a travel is. So you need to be empathic. You need to know how to socialize.
Exactly.
It's very important for customer service and also being a people person. I don't know no one who works at a hotel that is not a
it's
people
not a people person. Yes, that means you're very good with people. You can speak to them in the right way, the right manners. You can show empathy. Let's say if they want to complain about something. So you really make this all, very individualized for them, really. So
and
it's
if you've been to a hotel where they have this kind of service, you know that it's very important.
It's very
When
important.
you feel this, because you feel like home. It's your home outside home. So
Exactly. And some people have saved up for many months to go on their holidays.
imagine business people that live in a hotel.
Exactly, some of them, exactly, in the week, and that's that kind of thing. Okay, so now let's practice together. Right, okay, we've got Insaf. So what is Insaf telling us here, Alex? He's from Tunisia?
From Tunisia.
Yeah.
All right, Insaf, hello.
Okay.
He says you're working at Africa Tunis Hotel 5 stars.
Brilliant, wow.
Great.
I bet that's a lovely hotel. And have you been working there long? What do you do? Okay, lovely. Nice that